Hello everyone, and welcome back to this inactive and unnamed channel. I know you've all missed me so much, but I've been busy with various things, but now I'm not busy with anything, so I don't really have an excuse. So you're probably all wondering, has Toby finally lost the plot? Why is this man making a video about Harry Potter fanfiction? I've got the answers to both of those questions, yes, and because one of my friends told me that when she was younger, she wrote a Harry Potter fanfiction which got relatively successful, as in 148,000 reads. So I thought, fuck it, I need content, I'm going to make a video reviewing this story. Later on I'm going to be doing an interview with the actual author, so stick around if you want to see that. So first off, I should probably mention I haven't read or watched anything to do with Percy Jackson. I also didn't realise this was a Percy Jackson and Harry Potter fanfiction, and I assumed the author had made up these names that I'd never heard of. But yeah, you can imagine my confusion when they immediately start talking about turning people into corn, which now I can probably guess is a reference to something that happens in the world of Percy Jackson. Okay, moving on from my ignorance of the Percy Jackson universe onto potentially more ignorance on my behalf. I don't know how common it is for Wattpad users to kind of drop their thoughts in halfway through a story, but not just saying their thoughts, but like actually making themselves a character so they can kind of talk in the story about their thoughts. But my small tiny brain got very confused because there's a part in the story where it describes the author lying down on her bed and writing the story, so I was imagining Nico, the main character of the story, lying on a bed writing a fanfiction, which is entirely my fault because I'm an idiot. But like the purpose of the scene is to kind of describe Nico's dyslexia from the point of view of someone who doesn't know what it is, so that they can do it properly. I don't really know. It makes sense in my head, but I thought it was kind of cool. The chapter also involves a hint that like Percy Jackson is reading his own fanfiction. I don't know. That might have been what was happening because I'm stupid and I don't know a lot. Yeah, it does quite a few fourth wall breaking things, which, you know, it's as long as someone does it well, then it's good. And I think the author has definitely pulled it off good enough. There's a chapter which is just Nico getting their wand from Ollivander's, and I really like this chapter because it was like a perfect parallel to when Harry first goes into Ollivander's and gets his wand. Like, as the whole trying out one thing, something goes wrong until they find a particular wand that is special. There's a part where Dumbledore meets Nico down at the pub and they're kind of discussing Nico joining the school. I thought it was kind of strange because I don't know how likely it would be for Dumbledore to meet a student down at the pub. Like, maybe it's something to do with Percy Jackson that I'm missing, but sorry if that is the case. In another fourth wall breaking part, the author manages to kind of work the readers into it as like a kind of thank you for reading the story kind of thing, which I think it was nice. It had a very Wattpad-like feel. Another thing I like about just the story as a whole is each chapter is named after the character whose point of view it's from. So most of it is just called Nico, but there's a chapter called Harry Potter, which I think is nice, so it's from the point of view of him, which is nice and familiar for people who are reading the fanfiction for Harry Potter and don't know anything about Percy Jackson, like myself. Alright, hello everyone. Please give a warm welcome to Lara, Tobias, Trash.
Yes, excellent.
Awesome.
It's easier than Tosh, so.
Okay. So, you are the author of Black Magic. Black Magic, Nico visits Hogwarts or something?
Yeah, that's it. Black Magic, okay. Nico visits Hogwarts with the little colon in the middle.
Alright, that's the exact one. The one without the colon, that's written by someone else. Ignore that one.
Yeah, rip off. Fanfiction of a fanfiction.
Oh, imagine that.
I actually really hope I have a fanfiction of my fanfiction.
I mean, with your 149k.
I'd better.
Yeah.
Can be like that Harry Styles one that got Netflix adapted.
I don't think I know it.
There is one.
Oh, fantastic. Alright, question. We've literally been like trying to get this to work for like half an hour. Alright, so question number one. Why?
Why? That's an excellent question I really cannot answer. If I have to give it a legitimate answer, I wanted to write a novel because I thought it would be really, really cool. And so obviously I wasn't creative enough to think of an actual idea. And I was really, really jealous of my friend. Of my shout out to Sonia Belkin. I don't know what her username was, but she had like, I think, 3,000 reads on this like Hunger Games fan fiction.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was so jealous. I was like, this is not okay. I want to be a part of this squad. I want to be Wattpad famous. I want clout. And I didn't get any. And it was really sad. And I was like permanently depressed about it. But I kept writing and writing and writing because I really fucking love Harry Potter and I need somewhere to escape. Especially 12-year-old me. 12-year-old me needed to do a lot of escaping.
Oh, I think we're delving deep into your childhood traumas now. That's fine.
Definitely. It was a good escape, you know? Good escape. Writing fan fiction, so I did. And then I didn't get any clout when I wanted it, so I logged out. And then I logged back on one day and I was like really famous. I was like, oh shit, mad.
How far into the story were you when you logged back in and you found you were famous?
I think I was... So, if you read the fan fiction, then you will know that there are 18 parts. Many of those parts consist of author's notes rather than actual story.
I spoke about that in the video.
And so, I think there's 14 chapters deep. And one of my chapters, I think, basically correlates to about 200 of J.K. Rowling's chapters. So, basically not very far, and that's quite impressive, based off the Order of the Phoenix, which is fat anyway.
Size of a fridge.
It's like, how many chapters does the Order of the Phoenix have? Because I guarantee you that you would have to multiply that by at least 200 to get the amount of chapters that should be in Nico, Black Magic, whatever it's called, because I don't even remember. It was too long.
There's 766 pages.
Okay. I do maths A level, I should really be able to by 200, like. So there should be 153,200 pages in my Wattpad fanfiction, which was never gonna happen because 12-year-old me could not, I can't even concentrate on something for more than 5 minutes. So what made me think I was gonna write that much is beyond me.
Well, you never know. The longest piece of English literature to ever exist is a Super Smash Bros. Fanfiction on Wattpad.
No way.
That is a fact.
Amazing.
I think it's on Wattpad, but it's definitely Super Smash Bros.
Because I read War and Peace, and I was like, I'm reading a book longer than longer than like 8 chapters ever again. I don't think I could ever be an author now because I don't have like the attention span.
I mean, you are an author. You have,
of course,
Black Magic, Nico visits Hogwarts.
And I have updated it as well.
Yeah, that's one of my later questions. I'm going to ask about that.
Please do.
All right, next question. Would you say your ideas were more heavily influenced by Harry Potter or Percy Jackson?
Ooh, tough. I think because it's from the point of view of Nico.
Okay.
D'Angelo. The demigod that I always wanted to be but knew I wasn't. I was obviously Percy Jackson. Let me just tell you all this now. I was Percy Jackson. I literally am dyslexic. I am a swimmer. When I was 12, I could hold my breath for 3.5 minutes.
That's impressive.
And I was when I was writing this, I was the fastest 200 breaststroke swimmer in the country. So I basically am Percy Jackson. So I always wanted to be Nico because he's like dark and brooding and cool, and so evidently that's what I've done with my life. I was just like, okay, I have to be him. I'm gonna get into music and pretend that I'm not just like a loser who is like obsessed with a girl, and that's it. Because that's Percy Jackson's storyline. Yes, I said it. So I'm gonna get roasted. I'm gonna get roasted by all of the people who are like the 12-year-olds who are like currently reading my fan fiction.
I'm probably gonna get roasted more because I started off the video by saying I've never read or watched anything to do with Percy Jackson.
Well, I guess they're gonna go in for us.
Oh no, we're coming out of this dead.
But yeah, I've forgotten what the question was.
It was which more heavily influenced.
Yeah, no, I think it would have to be Percy. That I think
Okay.
I related to it on more of a level because
Yeah.
I convinced myself I was a demigod.
Who's to say that you're not?
I mean, I ended up doing. I did like. I think it played such a like influential part in my life. I did Latin and Greek GCSE because I was convinced, clearly, even when I didn't care anymore. And it took me till the day of my Greek exam when I realised I still couldn't read Greek to realise that Greek did not just organise itself and make sense, and I couldn't read the Iliad in Greek. No matter how hard I tried.
Greek is a cool language to learn. I would say I would try to learn it, but I know I won't.
I remember like 5 words. That's it. And I still do classics now, so.
Next question. Why do you think your fanfiction was such a success?
I really don't know. It's really badly written. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's better. I don't want to like big myself up too much, but I've read almost every single crossover fanfiction before I wrote it. And none of them really like satisfied what
I got recommended at least 100.
There are so
there are
many.
A lot. I didn't think there would be.
I know. Oh my god! And I read genuinely. My library still is like 400 of them. There's so many Percy Jackson. It's ridiculous. But none of them really like hit the spot of like actually like doing what the story said. Like they would all just like rock up at Hogwarts and kill Voldemort, and then you're like, wait, but that means that the whole of the rest of the Harry Potter series is just obsolete. It doesn't matter anymore. You
just threw J.K. Rowling's work and spat on it.
Literally, like, oh sorry, Voldemort's dead now. It's all okay. And then, but it's like, and I just don't get it. And a lot of them were very, very, like, you know, if you're 12, in general, like, you're probably not a very good writer, but a lot of them thought that the way to write was just like, I put on this dress with these shoes, and then I smiled at myself in the mirror, and then I went down to breakfast, and then I had like Cheerios, and I'm like, well, for a start, you're at Hogwarts, so you probably didn't put on a dress, you put on robes,
and you
definitely didn't have Cheerios. And then magically out of nowhere, my boyfriend showed up, and then he was like, hi, seaweed brain, and then we had sex in the potions classroom. Because that's what 12-year-olds thought that good fan fictions were. And like Snape would always, it was painful to read. And I think mine is not painful to read in that kind of way. It's painful to read because it's quite sort of like littered with spelling mistakes. And
I didn't notice any. I think I'm just shit.
I mean,
English.
I'm like too dyslexic to spell Dumbledore, so. I got commented. I have so many comments on it being like, "This is not how you spell Dumbledore." So then I spell it a different way each time. It was never right, which was not good. And I've definitely spelled like sleep wrong in there because I get comments like coming up on my notifications because I sometimes turn them on for Wattpad because it makes me feel good about myself. And I'll just get, I'm trying to feel good about myself. I like swipe comment like, it's sleep, not sheep, or something like that, and I'm like, 12-year-old picking up on my grammar. Shut up.
All right. Next question. So, the most recent chapter you added, which was from the point of view of Neville.
Yes.
You told me that you did it because you lost a dare. Do you want to tell us more about this dare?
Yeah. I mean, I hope no one listening outside the room was not really an excellent serve, but basically the worst combination on a night out, I don't know if this is channel safe, but
go for
you can edit it, is Monster and Guinness. Terrible combination.
Sounds like an amazing combination.
I mean, it tastes good, but like you'll be up to, I think I was probably up till at least 7 a.m. Just like no clue what the fuck is going on.
That's later than anything I've done, so congrats.
But yeah, so I got really, really, really drunk in August. And everyone was playing odds on, and someone was like, and I was going on one of my class drunk rambles where I don't actually act that drunk, but I tell everybody I'm really drunk because that's what I do.
Okay.
And so somebody was like, oh, if you're so drunk, odds on you. I don't understand why they said this, but they were like, it was the same girl who had 3,000 things, I think.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
I remember
your
that.
inspiration for becoming a Wattpad author.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't remember that clearly. But I think it was her who was like, odds on you update your Wattpad fanfiction. I did, because I lost an odds on. I remember the pain of losing it and realising I was going to have to sign into my Wattpad account. And then being like, opening the thing and being like, oh my god, I'm famous. What the hell?
Okay, well that leads me on to my next question. Why did you choose Neville?
I mean, I wrote 2, actually. I think I wrote one when I was really bored as well, because I wrote the last chapter is from the point of view of Nico.
Oh, right.
And it's the only, there's only 17 and 18. Or maybe I just did 2 in one night, actually. Whatever, I was quite drunk. 17 and 18 are, like, decently written. And I thought that it would be fun to do Nico. So I did. Not Nico, Neville.
Neville.
Because Neville is a sweetheart. I just love him.
He is.
He's such a good character. And he has such good character development as well.
I know, and
like,
the actor gets hot.
Exactly. I love him. So I thought he would be fun. And also I thought it would be an interesting take, because like the whole thing was about how like Nico was like, oh, I should be in Slytherin, I'm not in the right house, I'm only doing this to protect Harry Potter and I think he's a dick. Truth been told. And so he was like, I felt like Neville, considering, you know, the insecurity that comes with his character, especially in like the first book, was a good mentor figure, and I think it was unexpected, which is why I think I went for that. But I mean, inevitably, I have 91 comments on the end being like, do I smell fish and ships? I smell a ship. OMG, fluff, because all the 12-year-olds know how to do is write like sex scenes that they don't have any experience of. I cannot get my head around it. Anyway, yeah, apparently it was a ship, not a genuine story according to the readers, but you heard it here first. It was character development.
Okay, so final question. Probably my final question, unless I think of another one.
I mean, I think I've rambled a lot, so
you give me a lot of content.
I'm quite a rambler. It's probably why I thought that 200 chapters per chapter would be a good idea.
Okay, so I'm sure your fans are all dying to know this. When are you next updating the book, the story?
Probably never, because then I would have to like go page by page with the Order of the Phoenix, and it is so fucking tedious. I could write one more chapter. I mean, to be fair, I did set it up. I set it up to write a chapter without having to follow the plot, because I already got sick of following the plot of the Order of the Phoenix.
Okay.
It was a bad choice. I should have done Prisoner of Azkaban because it's short. But technically, Nico just got caught walking around after a curfew at like midnight when he shouldn't have, and it was classic Rick Riordan cliffhanger apparently. But apparently Rick Riordan is the king of the cliffhanger, so there is an opportunity. Get this video 3,000 likes,
3,000?
and I'll update it.
Who do you think I am?
Likes. I'm putting it on Wattpad.
Oh, okay. Can you tell everyone to subscribe?
Yeah, 3,000 likes and an increase in subscribers, and I will keep writing the fanfiction indefinitely. There you go. Oh, there you go, 12-year-olds. It's been 5 years since I started it. A year since I edited it. You've got your deal.
You should make you should make one more chapter and make it the final chapter, so everything just escalates it really quickly.
It's just like suddenly, oh my god, Voldemort just like shows up, and then like
it's like, oh my god, Gandalf, you're not even in either of the stories.
Yeah, and then who's that? Oh shit, it's
Gollum.
No, that was a terrible joke. Yeah, it's just Gollum.
Go ahead, outro the video. The stage is yours.
Oh god, okay. So any Wattpadders who have arrived at I am not the same person who wrote this fan fiction. Please understand this before you ask the demigods to come back and make me write more.
You already said you would.
It's only going to happen if you subscribe and like and get Toby famous on YouTube. So you have a duty.
Excited.
If you want to serve the gods, do it. Like and subscribe.
Okay, so everyone, please give a warm welcome to... Shit, what's your last name?
Tobias Tosh.
Tobias Taj.
Lara Tobias Tosh. Or Tobias Trash. That's kind of what I go by, so...
Okay.
Easier.
You're a wizard, Harry.